Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So today's video, we are back at the hay. So you seen in the last video we had 4 fields of hay that we had cut down and got all sorted out earlier in the week. Well, we had one more field which we wanted to just try and get finished up now before the weekend, because we have some rain coming. It's forecast to rain some bit Saturday night, some on Sunday, Monday, and maybe even a little bit on Tuesday. So yeah, want to get this done and dusted, get it out of the way before that rain comes. So yeah, going well with it. Tether's on the 3650 still. 3650 will be probably staying on the tether over the next little while until the hay is finished, unless there's no hay going on, obviously. But it's the tether tractor. But yeah, it's coming on well. It probably may have done without getting tethered today, but the weather's good. It's good breeze. It's nice and warm. We're on the no pressure. It's only 4.5 acres that we have to get done and dusted today. So we're able to come over, ted it out there this morning. We'll leave for a couple of hours, and we'll get the tractor over. We'll roll it in. We're going to round bale the headlands of this field, a bit like the previous field. We'll round bale the headlands, and then in the middle of it we'll bale a couple of 100 bales probably in the middle of it for some customers. We always have some small square bale customers, and yeah, just it's a chance to get some more of them sorted out with their bales and get them done and dusted. So yeah, so even if there's anyone local who's looking for some small squares, we will bale some small squares to order. So even if it's not on this round of hay, we'll bale you some on the next round. But you can get in touch with me somewhere on the socials if you want to put in an order for some bales. But yeah, get it done now over the next while. This field is sheltered. You can see the way there's some trees over along this side, and it's not too bad. The sun's quite high in the sky, so they're kind of invaluable. In the morning times there's quite long shadows in this field, and then there's trees on this side as well, which means then in the evening time when the sun's on that side, it's quite similar. It's well sheltered. So there's times of the day that either side of the field doesn't get that much sunshine. So it usually can take maybe a day extra to make the hay in it, but that's no problem this year with the way the weather is. So yeah, we'll get this tedded out. We'll see what it's looking like, and yeah, we'll go out and have a look at it at the end and just see how it's coming. Alright, so we're just after finishing up tedding, and yeah, he is an absolutely lovely order. Could have been just rode in, really and truly, but at least now it's stood up. It's going to have another couple of hours, and it's not stuck to the ground. The other way, when you leave it sometimes overnight, it can stick to the ground a bit, the hay, or flatten to the ground, we'll say. So yeah, I'm actually using the Insta360 camera here to do the vlogging. I just want to see what it was like as a vlogging camera, and see what the sound is like. So it'll be interesting to see. So you can let me know in the comment section what you think of it. Is it any better or any worse, or what the story is? Yeah, when the hay's fit, it always kind of sticks like that there around, whether it's a hay bob or a tether or whatever. It always starts, when it starts getting fit, it starts to stick like that around it. So yeah, nice to see. It's funny, on the last tedding video I put up, I had a phone call from Fergal in Malone Engineering to say that he noticed that when the tether was going down the field, that it was kind of dancing over and back a little bit, side to side. And he says, very simple fix on that. I didn't actually realise there was really much wrong with it. I seen it doing it, but I just passed no remarks. But yeah, it was kind of moving a little bit side to side, dancing as it was going down the field. And what happens is, after a bit of use, or after a while, this here is all filled with oil. He said just to open these up, put it sitting on the ground, and to open these up. I think is it a 24 spanner it took to open it? You open it up and you just check the seas. He says he guaranteed that there'd be a little bit of oil missing just out of the top of that. Might only take a cupful, no, not a cupful, an egg cupful or a tablespoonful, and that's what it was. One side was more or less full to the top, and this side it was just down slightly. We just topped it up with oil, both sides. This is just put a little wee bit of oil in it, tighten it back on, sorted. No issue at all. It's steady as a rock now in the field. So yeah, it's the power of the internet and the power of YouTube once again. So yeah, thanks for that, Fergal, for letting us know that. So yeah, that's it. Alright, so we're going to head back to the yard. I think we're going to get the teleporter and the 6930 and the trailer, and we're going to go pick up some bales. We want to load up. There's a couple of bales in 2 fields. We just want to clear them up and get them out of the way. So let's go do that now. Alright, so we're down here now. We're just lifting these bales up. There's not that many bales here. There's 7 in this field. And oh, should fall down. Yeah, 7 in this field, and I think it's 8 in the other field. So it's just to clear the bales away and have these fields all cleared. 6930 is here. I had a lot of people asking me in the last couple of videos, where is the 6930? Are you not using it anymore? We are using it. It's been used. It just hasn't been, just the way it's happened, it hasn't been in many videos over the last number of weeks, but it is getting used. It was away delivering bales the night before last. I was mowing with it. That field actually that I was turning earlier that we're trying to get finished up today, I mowed it out with it. Yeah, it's been drawing silage, you know, it's been busy enough. It's not just doing as much as it used to. The new tractor's here and it's taken up. It's doing the bulk of the work, we would say. And that was always the plan. The whole plan was always to take the pressure off the 6930. I didn't want the hours flying up on it, as they had been creeping up over the last couple of years, because it was the main tractor. So yeah, the idea was to not retire it. It's definitely not going to be retired, but just maybe not to be as busy as it was. But we will be still using away at all different jobs throughout the year. And I'll use it. I will use it doing some baling as well. It's kind of hard not to use the new tractor on the baler. It's more manoeuvrable, as I've said, and it is using less diesel than the 6930. So it's a reason to use the new tractor as well. The fact that it has that 1000 economy PTO. Last week when we lifted our friend's 20, I think it was 22 or 3 acres we lifted in the day, it used probably about something just under 100 litres less diesel than the 6930 did last year, lifting the same fields. So, and like the crop was fairly strong, it was pretty similar to last year's. So that's a decent enough amount when it's working hard. So yeah, probably about 90, it's 85-90 litres worth of diesel less than the 6930. The tractor just is on the zero pressure, and as I say, it's more manoeuvrable as well. It's more comfortable, and that's what it's bought for, to be used. So 6930 certainly won't be into retirement, but it's just not being used as much. Right, there's one more bale out in this other field. We'll fly out and grab it, and then we'll go down to the last field. Alright, here's the final bale in this field. Alright, so on to field number 2, and we're just going to gather the bales up here. So I have the Insta360 camera just set up here on the roof of the Telehandler, and I just let it record away as I was lifting the bales. So I set a voiceover part of it anyway, and we see when I get sick of chatting, we can, or maybe think that you'd be sick of listening to me, we can just let the rest of it play or double up the speed of it, and you can watch the last few bales being loaded. This field, actually, believe it or not, there was 19 bales purchased out of it from somebody who watched me on YouTube. Happened to see me baling it up on Wednesday's video. Sent me an email on, it was probably Wednesday morning or Wednesday lunchtime, I think the email came through on, and we ended up exchanging some details. He came up and he bought 19 bales of me. He was short a few bales after baling his own hay in the previous couple of days, and yeah, deal was done, and he came up and bought them. So good man, Brendan, pleasure meeting you when you were up. Brendan is from not too far from the border in County Down, not far from Newry, so he's not too far away from me at all. And he came up with his New Holland. One of the things he said when he was in this field, he said that the video certainly does not do it justice, and just how steep that it is. But it was no problem to him or his New Holland, even though I thought it would be touch and go there when the blue tractor came into the field. But yeah, no, pleasure meeting you, Brendan. And yeah, the power of YouTube. Yeah, still playing around with the 360 camera, just trying to get my head around it on what the best ways to use it is. I think the likes of this here is the best kind of job. You know, you can set it up and use it then to have a look around. I have a little bit of footage a bit later in the video of it working on the square baler, which I think is pretty neat as well. So yeah, just as I say, just checking around with it and trying to get used to it and see what we can use it in that'll help to enhance the videos a little bit. The other thing we've been doing over the last week or so, well, one of the things was trying to get the air conditioning fixed on the 3650. After we'd done the work on it, we changed the condenser, gassed it up, and it worked no problem for about 8 months until some hot weather come, and then all of a sudden just stopped working. It sprung a leak. So we found where it was leaking at that point. Got it gassed up. It worked for a couple of weeks, and then had another issue with a little valve that leaked, which we were had replaced the valve and thought we had all that sorted over the winter, but it was never filled with gas. So last week when this good weather arrived and we were in the throes of haymaking, we decided let's get it gassed up. So got a loan of a machine to gas it up, gassed it up, and it worked fantastically well for about 2 days until the gas disappeared out of it. So we still have a leak on it. I'm going to sort out what or where it is. So yeah, just not the best when in this warm weather. You know, when you have it and you're used to the air conditioning in a tractor, it's nice to have it working, especially, you know, when it really is warm. So yeah, that was that. The 6.9 also never had its gas really checked to see was there any issues with it. It was working, but I always thought that it just wasn't, you know, it was probably working about 85%. You know, it wasn't just ice cold. It wouldn't ice you in the tractor. So connected it in, I had the machine just connected on, and it takes the gas out. It reads what gas is in it, and then you can put the gas back in and top up it with a little bit extra gas if it needs it, which it did. You know, it maybe had it could have had maybe 1,200 grams of gas, maybe it needed 1,400 grams or 1,500 grams or something like that, and it topped it up. So air conditioning 6930 is now ice cold. Great job. And we had a couple of attempts on the teleporter to get the gas working on it, but before, not one of these machines, we were just putting a bottle to it and trying to let the bottle send some gas into it, and never ever worked. We have the Telehandler since 2007, and it has never worked. So we Dad actually decided, should we have the machine? Let's stick it on the Telehandler and see what it does. put the machine in the telehandler, sucked the gas out of the telehandler. The telehandler had 300 grams of gas in it, which kind of shocked me because I thought there was a leak on it and that it wouldn't never ever work. So let the machine go through the motions, put 1400 grams of gas into it, and lo and behold, the air conditioning worked perfect in it. It would absolutely ice you. Over 16 years we've no air conditioning in it. 16 years of driving it in hot weather, where it's like a greenhouse in it. You end up with sunstroke in it sometimes with all the glass, and all we need to do is get it plugged onto a proper air conditioning machine and get it checked out. But anyway, look at it's working now, and it's been brilliant in the last couple of weeks when the weather has been beautiful and hot and warm. So just need to get the 3650 sorted now. We're going to have to get it sorted because there's a lot of glass in it as well, and yeah, you just need the air conditioner working, especially when you're using it as your tedding tractor. It'd be different if there was no air conditioning in it, or it never ever worked. You maybe wouldn't miss it, but the fact that it did work for those 8 months, you miss it. But anyway, so we're almost finished. We've only just got to load up these couple of bales. I'll let it play out and we'll move on to the next job. So bales are all gathered up in those two fields and back home in the yard. Just en route now to this field to bale it up. That has it all rowed in, so I'm just heading over and ahead of him, and I'll get a lump of it all baled up, and we'll bale a few square bales in it as well. So hopefully it shouldn't take too long, unless there's some kind of drama or issues. But yeah, should be well on with it, hopefully in around an hour or so. So yeah, I'll take some little bit of footage when I'm over here. I'm not going to bother taking the drone up because it's pretty much the same as the last day, but I might use the 360 camera and see if I can clamp it onto the bale, or maybe in a couple of different places and get a few different shots that way. But yeah, let's see how we get on. Alright, so we got all that baled up, and we've loaded up all the small squares down to around 40, so not too bad at all. We'll run over and just pick them up again then tomorrow morning. But yeah, job well done, and everything is safe now if the rain does come. Alright, so we're back home, finished off for the evening. David Brown with the Hydro Shift is still the tractor of choice for the square baling, and it's going to stay that way, I think. Dad seems to like it. A few people are asking, was the dust not an issue? The fact that there's no cab on it and the dust blowing. He says not. He says actually it's worse if you had a cab, because the dust all seems to suck through the cab, and if you had no doors on it, it'll actually pass through the doors. Whereas with no cab, it seems to just blow past you and you don't really notice it. So yeah, the only thing that we would be kind of half afraid of is safety wise, there's no frame on it, but that is going to change. We're going to pick one up on it and we're actually talking about today, we're going to pick one up for it, and we're going to try and get the cab done on it. Even at the minute, if we just get the frame on it, that if something happened and it tumbled over, that there was some bit of protection from that. But we have some of the stuff down for doing the cab, and we'll try and get that sorted out on it, because it just needs to be done. We've the tractor now over a year, and we said we'd do it last winter. It never happened. It has to be done. It's going to have to be done, because it has just finished the tractor off really well. But yeah, another batch of the hay done and dusted. If the weather, it's looking like there's going to be some rain over the weekend and possibly Monday, but I don't think the mountain's going to be very terribly big. So forecast is showing another high coming in from Tuesday on, and possibly going to be 24-25 degrees. So we'll keep an eye on it over the weekend or in the early days of next week, and if it looks like it's going to be dry again, we have 11 acres that we can cut and another 6 acres that we can cut, and that'll get dropped, and it'll be another bit of the hay done. It'll be starting to get the top side of, we're not halfway yet, but we'll be getting the top side of halfway on the hay. So yeah, not too bad. Next job we're going to be doing is going to be mixing a tank tomorrow, and we're going to start trying to get some slurry out over the weekend for this rain. And yeah, it'd be great to get a bit of slurry out, and if the rain would just come at the right time and wash some of it in, even better again. And we'll start to work on getting some of the hay ground that we've done and our silage ground, get that slurried and get that growing again. So yeah, so that's it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Again, still working at hay, but it's what we're at the minute. And yeah, slurry, as I say, will be the next job. Yeah, so if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, hit the sub button, leave a like in the video, comment down below if you have any questions or anything to say about the video. Let me know what you think of the bit of footage at the start with the 360, where I'm doing I'm back on the GoPro now, but let me know what you think of the footage of the 360, because I'm interested to know on that. So yeah, that's it. Have a good weekend, and we will see you next week.